open people's eyes. What's your work?
I'm an assessor. I work with commissioners. I work with CCGs. CCGs are fund holders now, aren't they? So all the money from central government goes to CCGs. So part of my job is to go and assess people. And when I've assessed people, and when somebody's got a need, I then come to you. Do you have an agency? Yes, I have a client here who needs care. That's what I do. But now the way the government runs this is changing. You know how people want to be looked after at home? I suppose that's why people do supported living. But even the older people, as they are discharged from the hospital, don't want to go to a nursing home now. They want to be looked after at home. So the government is now saying, give everybody their own pot of money so that they look after
So
themselves.
that's funding. That pot of money is called funding.
It's called funding. You know, instead of just paying for people in nursing homes, and that government is saying, give everybody their own personal budget. I think people from social services know it better. It's direct payments. You're given money to buy your own care. So it's the same with health. This big pot of health money, it's a big pot of money. It's quite big. So by April next year, the government wants everybody who is being looked after at home to have that pot of money. So who is going to run that pot of money with them? I'm a 90-year-old. I still want to stay at home. Obviously, I can't run that money, can I?
No.
Somebody needs to be there to help me run that pot of money. So we're looking for people who are either going to help people as third parties, meaning you just manage the budget, the money comes through you, you charge them, or you just help them with employing PAs. So they're going big on employing PAs. Everybody would have to have their own PAs, either via an agency or your own. So who's going to help me as an 80-year-old to employ my own PAs? So there's a lot of opportunity there.
And those are the ifs we are talking about. So an if is these companies or service providers who are going to be able to help these individuals manage their money. But also what I want you to pick from this conversation, guys, is again the business space, which means those people who are so used to do dom care and they are used to doing contracts and all that, that is changing. Nobody's going to give you a contract, right? Because the service users, they will decide who they want to come and look after them.
It's about choice.
So it's about choice. So it means that the council can't say, we have got these service providers, you choose from these ones. It's the other way around. So as you are planning and thinking about your businesses, if you are in healthcare, this is you need to think about. Because it's not that donkey, the council ring you and say, we need 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and that. No. The service user is decided. Yeah, so thank you for that.
I never heard of funding. I had no clue until I went to the event in London. And the lady, who gave a testimony about, what is it that she does? Bereavement.
Befriending and bereavement.
Befriending and bereavement.
Yeah.
I looked at it, I thought, how does she make money out of that? But then I listened to her videos again, and as Morgan says, we registered, to be assisted with funding. But then being the busy people that we are, we kind of put it back on the banner. But the money had gone, and there were 3 of us, but only 2 of us went to London, and we said to the third partner, because we wanted to do something, we've applied for this funding. She says, it doesn't work, you don't need it. And I said, so what do we do? Do we get our money back and stuff like that? And then I said to my friend, no, we go with it. But we didn't do anything. They set up a WhatsApp group, and then I don't know whether with GDPR it was cancelled, so that was it. So I kept ringing Mafaro, but the number never went through. I nearly gave up, but then I looked through that group, I found Morgan's number. I remembered him in his suit. I saw the picture on the WhatsApp, and then I rang him. I said, look, we paid our money, and nothing has happened. And then I said to him, I don't know whether I want to do it because I don't understand this male-female thing. I remembered that bit.
Yeah.
And then I happened to say, I work in Oldham. He says, I live in Oldham. So we met over lunch. Lunch became 1.5 hours.
Wow.
So really, at the end of the day, by the time Morgan finished explaining what he's just explained to you here, obviously over 1.5 hours, I realized what he meant, because I have a passion about things. And when I want to do something, I want to do it with passion.
That's right.
But I'm thinking, with my passion, I'm never going to make money, so, but when I realized that there is funding, I realized that I can do my passion without worrying about money.
That's right.
So, and then I remembered as well at work, because I work for some providers and stuff like that. I remember there's a company that I went to assess somebody, and they were very cheap. And I said, oh, but your prices are good. They said, oh, we are a charity. I says, ah. And then they are associated with another provider, same name. And then I said, but I've got problems with such and such patients. Oh no, those are our other part of the business. They call the same thing. But they run the charity, very cheap. They do day centers. Their prices are good. So they get the business. But these patients from the day center, what else do they want? They want looking after at home. When you speak to them, they run this nicely. This is their male. Then they've got their female, which they probably opened later. So their male runs very nicely. It's not expensive. It's nice. Everybody wants them. But can you imagine the more customers they have this side? Those same customers, they probably want to eat. If they want to open a takeaway, they've got customers right over there. They've got their male, they run it nicely. Then they've got their female. I can imagine they didn't start with the agency. They started with the charity.
That's correct.
What they say is we are a charity, and that's what they are. You know what I mean? So that's when it started clicking. I thought, right, male, female. Also, it means time. It means I'm not going to make money tomorrow, but I can do my passion. I can do my passion until my passion leads me to something. I can be a baby, I will grow. Yes, I'm probably 50 years old, but I still have time to grow.
Amen.
I will grow. And now I realize that it's not an overnight wonder. And